Hello, I'm Steve Kime with the City of Enid. Welcome to Meet the Commissioner. There's been a lot of changes taking place in our City Council in the last few months, and I think the dust is settled and everybody's in place because our latest edition of Meet the Commissioner focuses on Derwin Norwood Jr. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
Commissioner,
sir.
welcome to the Enid Television Network studios.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thank you for being with us today. Well, right off the bat, Commissioner Norwood, just tell us a little bit about your background, professional background.
Well, where do I start?
Take all the time you need. You only have, 2 minutes? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a minister in the Churches of God in Christ. I'm a family man. I have a wife, a lovely wife. I have 4 daughters and 2 grandchildren, and they're my heart.
Sure.
Yeah, two lovely grandchildren. My wife lives here, and 2 of my daughters, they live here. And 2 of my daughters live in the state of Missouri. And my oldest daughter, she's getting ready to move back home.
Well, that's good.
In August once she completes school. And my other daughter, she's majoring in journalism at the University of Missouri, and she graduates in December.
And that's a journalism school.
Yes, it is.
So
yes, it is.
good for her.
So other than that, I do own a business, Derwin's Construction LLC. I basically do concrete work. I can do carpentry and other types of work, but I mainly specialize in concrete work. And I'm also in school, trying to complete my degree. And just the other night I was at the computer doing some homework, and I was thinking, 2 more years after this might be possible, but it depends on my finances. So, but other than that, I'm pretty busy right now, and it's been a blessing for me to be on the city council. So that's something that I have really thought about the last 10 years. It's been in my mind, and I just waited until the opportunity came. So now the opportunity's here, and I'm on board, and I'm happy to be a councilman.
A little bit on your background. Let's go back a little before that. Okay, so you're a dad, you're a grandparent, a husband, hardworking and concrete, if you will. I've done a couple sidewalks in my lifetime, so that's why I say that's kind of hard work. Let's go back a little before that. Born and raised, where was that at, Commissioner? Where were you born and raised?
I was born right here in Enid.
Okay.
Born here in Enid, Oklahoma, July the 11th, 1971.
So if anybody wants to send a birthday card or anything like that, remember July 11th.
Yes.
Well, the reason I ask that, because I think it's important when people see our commissioners on television or on the city council, they're interested in their background. Are they from Oklahoma City? Are they homegrown from Enid? Or are they from Missouri, whatever? But I think born and raised in the community gives you a certain perspective that other people. You touched a little bit that for the past 10 years, you're thinking a little bit about serving on the city council. So you represent Ward 2. So why did you run for office? You gave it a thought for a decade, but finally you decided to run. Why?
Actually, because I've been taught that you should give back to the community that helped raise you.
Sure.
And when you have the ability or you've been given opportunity to give back, do it. And another reason, I just wanted to serve. I as a minister, I've learned how to serve, and I'm still learning how to serve. And what better service can I give than to give service back to the community? And also, I want to learn. There's a lot that I do not know. And I was telling my father last night at church, I said, Dad, it seems like I'm in 2 colleges. And we laughed. Mm-hmm. But I'm being educated as far as city government. And since I've had an interest in it, it's given me an opportunity to serve and also to learn, because knowledge is powerful. The more you know, the more you learn, and you learn how to use it in wisdom, there's a lot that you could do to help other people. So that was my really big purpose, is just to serve the people and just be a part of something great in helping people and making the community a great place to live in.
You talked a little bit about serving as one of the key components for you to participate as a city commissioner. Based on your education and your work in ministry and work as a construction company, if I can say that, but in just your previous life as well, previous experiences, what experiences are you bringing to the table at the City Council? Of all the things that you've done, and you're at the study session, lower level conference room, you're sitting around the table, what do you feel of those experiences in your past life that you're bringing to those meetings?
Starting out, it's been a little intimidating in a way, because the language,
Sure.
learning the language and learning the functions of how the meetings are ran. There's been a few times where I've said, well, how can I contribute? I've had these thoughts to myself. And being in construction, there's a lot of issues that we have discussed and we deal with even in the construction phase. For an example, the water pipeline. Just listening to the engineers and listening to how that was all developed, and also going back and doing some reading on my own and some research. There's times I'll look at it and say, where do I fit in? And just having the experience that I have had in construction, it allows me to understand what's going on. And in a few meetings, I have been able to voice opinion and actually give some opinion on a few things. And it's very enjoyable to be accepted.
Sure.
It's great. And I realize that I don't have the background that some of the others do, but just having the opportunity to be heard is great. It's rewarding.
Well, keep in mind, there's two other commissioners that basically came in or got on the saddle a little before you. I guess you could equate it like school started in August, and everybody at the table had been in school, and here it is the month of May, and you show up. It's like they've been in school all year, and then you get to come to class and go, whoa, I feel like I'm a little behind or something. But it can be a little overwhelming, which leads to another question. You talked about the need to serve and things of this nature, but what do you hope to achieve? Your terms are up, and you're looking at a crystal ball down the road, Commissioner Norwood, and what are some things, maybe 2 or 3 things that you want to achieve as a commissioner?
That's a really good question.
You finally arrived.
Yeah.
You got to this point. Say, okay, I want to make sure these 1, 2, 3 things happen.
Given thought to that, my heart is with the children. Programs that are for children, the elderly. I want to achieve knowing that I've done all that I can to help, make the difference in someone's life, especially for a child and the elderly. And so many times, Steve, I have relatives who went to Enid High School, graduated from Enid High School, and they went to college. Some are engineers. I have a sister that's in law school now, getting ready to graduate in December. And they had to leave Enid because they said there's no jobs here in that profession. So another thing I would like to achieve is hoping that we get more industry and technology, so that when people that have the qualifications to work at that capacity, they would have a job. They would know after I finished college, if they wanted to come back home, they could come back home and make a decent living. That's another thing. And then also, third, our infrastructure. You know, I've had many calls from people in the community. Some wouldn't give me their names concerning our streets and different things. And by me being in the construction profession, I could explain to them why we're not able to fix every street overnight in the city of Enid, because it's very, very expensive. And not only is there a great expense to it, but it takes time. You know, soil samples, compacting, dirt work, having the right concrete at the right specifications. I mean, there's a lot of science involved in it and a lot of math involved in it, and it takes time so that the streets will be durable. So, you know, by having that experience, I'm able to explain to them, we'll get there. You know, just continue to be patient, and one day we'll make it to your street.
Yeah. I think oftentimes we're part of this microwave generation or microwave world that we live in, that, you know, if we have a problem we want to resolve by Thursday at 10 a.m. Can we do that? Well, no, but you want to. Well, those are admirable responses of what you hope to achieve as a city councilor. The reason I say admirable, because I remember asking a new commissioner that very same question a year or so ago, and his response was, I just don't want to mess things up. So, and that was and that was from his heart too. He just said, things are going well. I don't want to be the one to mess things up. So those are great answers. So, all right. Thank you for joining us today on Meet the Commissioner. Our special guest is our newly elected Ward 2 Commissioner, Derwin Norwood Jr. And we'll have more with Commissioner Norwood right after this. Welcome back to Meet the Commissioner. My special guest today, Ward 2 Commissioner Derwin Norwood Jr. Commissioner, you've served or you've been in a few council meetings. Has there been any surprises you want to tell us about? In the study session or upstairs in the council, any surprises?
Yes, it gets a little intense, not in a bad way. No one's fighting or anything like that, or fist fighting or anything, but
that's good.
It becomes, you know, we want to do the right thing. And another surprise, actually, our city manager, he warned me of the different meetings that we will have. The biggest surprise for me was during the budget, because I came in when we're in the middle of budget, and it was very intense as far as time and making the right recommendations and making sure that everything was done right. But other than that, I'm enjoying it. I really enjoy what we're doing.
You've touched on it a little bit, that you realize that the other, I guess there's a total number of 7 that make up the council, and with the 6 wards and then the mayor, if you will. And what do you consider is going to be the key in working together? You sit at that table and you see the diverse background from everyone, education to personal experiences, maybe just different wards, if you will. But the key ingredient is working together. How are you going to make that happen?
I think the greatest key is put God first. Second, respect those that are in authority. Our city manager, our mayor, respect one another as constituents, and not to take things personal. Realize that we're not being paid for this. Even if we were, you know, we should respect one another with dignity. And I can speak for the council and the city manager and the mayor. They've embraced me, and it's great. You know, I know there's nothing fake about them as far as me being on board. And they voted for me to be on city council. And I appreciate the opportunity. And it's like a football team. You know, you have all these players coming from different universities. And now all of a sudden we're going to make up a team in the NFL. You know, you have a coach, you have a leader, you have a staff. and I believe it should operate the same way. And if we all stay together and work together in harmony, we'll be very successful. We have to unify, and we have unity. We have unity amongst one another. And there's been times that we don't always agree on everything, but we agree to disagree. And I think that's great. We can disagree and go out and have lunch. So it's been good so far.
Sure. Commissioner, the Enid Television Network for the past 3+ years has been televising the study session and also the council meeting. They did the council meeting for the longest time, but then with the new technology that we have to be able to live stream. If you don't have cable television, you can watch the council meetings live stream on your smartphone, on your iPad, or on your computer at home. Or if you're at a resort in Mexico, you can watch the city council meeting due to the technology that we have here at ETN. A lot of communities across the state haven't caught up to where the city of Enid's at, because we have the latest technology and the fact that we can live stream and all the things that we do. What role do you see that ETN plays in broadcasting this meeting? Does it help in the, say, visibility or the transparency of what goes on in these council meetings to the public?
Yes, sir. Steve, I really believe that it's important that things that are done behind closed doors can be seen. It keeps everyone honest. There's a level of integrity there, and as far as ethics, it's important, and just for the public to be able to see what we're discussing concerning things that can affect their lives, by not keeping things behind closed doors. I hope that it allows them to respect having that type of system set up to where they know what is actually going on around them and in the city of Enid. So I'm grateful for the television network system being in place. At first, I looked up and, I'd see a camera looking at me, but I've gotten used to it now.
One of the things that I'm pleased that ETN is able to provide is, again, the study session. We weren't always televising the study session. And as you know, Commissioner, there's many presentations that are being made. Call Lake Pipeline, from streets to code, you name it. And those are presented oftentimes in the study session. And I'm pleased that we're able to do that, because that really enlightens the citizenry, if you will, the residents here in town on what's going on. Because when you watch those study sessions, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of what's going on in city government. And so I'm really pleased that we're able to do that. When I asked another commissioner on Meet the Commissioner show some time ago about the commissioner said, I had no idea all the reading I had to do. Would you agree with that? I mean, you have to be a good Boy Scout, be prepared. There's a lot of preparation. You just don't show up at the meeting, right?
Right.
And
Yes,
drink
sir.
a Coke and vote, right? There's
That's
a
right.
lot of pre-preparation. Was the reading level, was that kind of surprising to you?
It was very surprising. It was very surprising to receive a manual so thick and to have to read it, and so that you can know, exactly what you're voting on.
Sure.
That was a surprise. But also to get back, if you don't mind, back to ETN, by us being seen on camera where the public could see us, another thought came to my mind was, we have a witness. If something was said or done, it protects us as well as commissioners. We can go back to video footage and say, no, I didn't say that, or yes, I did say that. Mm-hmm. So it's really safe for us as well.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
And the fact that we'll replay these meetings over and over, so if you say something that maybe not be flattering, I'm sorry, it'll play back again. Commissioner, you represent Ward 2. Do you sense that there's any special needs in Ward 2 versus 1, 3, 4, 5, 6? You think there's anything special about 2, or is everybody in the same boat? In any city, any town, you're going to have
low-income areas. You're going to have high-income areas. Then you're going to have moderate-income
Sure.
areas. There's always room for improvement. As far as one ward needing more than another ward, I would have to actually go and find out for myself the needs of each ward
Sure.
to be accurate. You know, I could just say, yes, my ward needs it all. Bring us all the money. But to be accurate about it,
Sure.
I would need to find out what each ward needs. And that's the reason why we have a representative of each ward. And we can find these things out by having discussion with one another. But just to sit here and say, because I'm in Ward 2 and it's a lower income area, we need more than a different ward, I really don't know until I find out.
Commissioner Norwood, in the other interviews that I've had with all the other Meet the Commissioners, if you will, we closed out the program with an opportunity to speak to the camera to the citizens of Enid. And so I want to give you that same opportunity. This wasn't on our to-do list, but this is an opportunity for you to speak to the camera, speak to the citizens, and just share what's on your heart.
I'm Commissioner Derwin Norwood, Jr. of Ward 2, and I just want to thank the city manager, the city mayor, and the Board of Commissioners for voting for me to be a part of the commission. And I don't make promises, but I can guarantee that I will do the best job to my ability. I may make some mistakes, and if I don't, great. But if I do, realize that anything that I do out of my knowledge, it wasn't intentional. But any vote that I make or any decision that I'm a part of, when I push that green button or red button, I want to do it having the knowledge and understanding of what I'm doing. And I'm just glad to be a part of the City Commission, and I hope to continue to do a great work. There's a lot that, as commissioners, city mayor and city manager, there's a lot that we do. You know, so many times people ask me, what is it that you do? But behind the scenes, there's a lot of studying going on, like Steve had pointed out. We do a lot of reading, we do a lot of research. We go to a lot of meetings that are not only in Enid, but they're out of town. And I'm just grateful to be here, and I hope to continue to do a good job, and I want to see Enid thrive. Like I said when I was elected, I want to see the whole entire city, Enid, thrive, and I hope that Enid is one of those cities that is a model city that other cities can look at and say, hey, we want to do some things like Enid, Oklahoma. And I'm grateful, and I thank God for being born in Enid, Oklahoma.
Very good. Well said. Our special guest today on Meet the Commissioner, Derwin Norwood, Jr., representing Ward 2. Commissioner, I want to say congratulations, because you're still standing.
Thank you.
Because you came in at a time that it was budget season, everything was new to begin with, and then you throw in a whole bunch of budget information, and again, you're still standing. So congratulations. You're doing a great job. So, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today on Meet the Commissioner. I think we've covered everybody that's brand new and not so brand new, but thank you for joining us here on the Enid Television Network. Until next time, I'm Steve Kine with the City of Enid, and on behalf of Commissioner Norwood, make it a great day.